Alright, we just completed the blue trail, so now we're going to start back here, hike back up and back up. Well, I guess we're right here, so we're going to start here and go back up in. We're going to hit the red trail up here, and it's 1.8 miles, or no, 1.18 miles, get that correct. So yeah, almost 1.2. So let's go up here and check it out. Go back up a little ways and we'll hit the red trail. Had to take my jacket off because it warmed up. Well, I see who won.
He did.
That's the way we went last time. We're going on up here and catch the red trail. I'll kind of take my time on this one so I don't wear out as quick, hopefully. I've already put in 2 miles. Now I'm fixing to put in another little over a mile, so definitely getting my exercise today. But such a beautiful day, not a lot of people out here. Probably kind of wondering when I took my break, since I didn't have my cigarettes with me when I walked the blue trail, did I have my break and smoke a cigarette? You betcha. Alright, we are at the red trail. Of course, we want to go clockwise. We'll come back out this direction, but we're going to go back up that direction. And of course, that's the blue trail that we came out on when we walked it. So here we go. Oh, coming up on something cool. Check this out. Wow. Get around Here's the other side. See if I can get it without being into the sun here. Well, the sun's kind of in my face. Maybe we'll come to this side where we can see it a little bit better. Check that tree out. Any ideas how that grew like that? You almost hook a swing on there. My guess would be that at a young age, when it was little, somehow the top got bent over from another tree or something that maybe had fallen on it, and it grew out so far like that before it turned and went back upright. But that's kind of cool. You don't see very many trees like that. Huh. Let me know what you think. Oh, definitely got a ravine down in there. Camera's probably not doing it justice, but I don't know, maybe you can. It's a pretty good drop off there. Probably goes down 20-30 foot. I see a little bit of water down in there. Yeah, now that's pretty much straight across. So if I'm going down, that would be at the bottom, right there in the center. So it has to be a area where they have a lot of water runoff down through here. Let's go up here and see if we can get a better view. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there you can see. I don't want to get too close, so I don't want to collapse and wind up down in there, but yeah, it's down in there. Cool. Well, that path is for the park ranger use. Do not enter. And this being the trail this way. Got a red mark on that tree, so I guess being a red trail, it just shows you that you're on the right trail. They do have it pretty well marked. This trail seems to be more level than the blue trail, or at least so far. I haven't come up on any change in the grade of going up or down. tree with a red mark on it, paint, showing you that you're on the trail. Of course, you got a fence here on the other side that kind of separates the park from private owned property. I hear chickens or guineas or something over there on that farm. Don't see them, but I hear them. Another tree with a red paint on it. We were way back there. Now we're going way up there. That farm has a nice little pond over there in it. If I lived over there, I'd bring me a tent right back over in this area and set up, camp out. That way I get to watch the people walking the trails. Either that or they get to see me having fun camping. Another tree up ahead with a red paint on it. And then up past it, I guess is the edge of the corner. I've got a deer stand back in there. I guess a deer comes on his property. Especially there by the pond. He can catch him a deer. Got a deer feeder out there. So I'm sure we'll probably see a bunch of deer back over in this area, but ain't none of them over here today. I think now hunting season is pretty much over. They're probably all still kind of scared and hiding, especially people shooting at them. Coming up to the end of this corner where we have to change directions here now and go that way. Here, roosters off in the distance. bushes there has got red leaves this time of year. Not sure what kind of bush that is either. If you know, leave me a comment. I don't know if people I'm hearing behind me are on the trail or coming from one of the farms over there on that side. Oh, it's a nice little area here. Oh, this is cool. Still running alongside of the back border, but I still see a lot of farms and houses and vehicles. Yep, going way down there. We just came back through this thick wooded area. This is awesome. love to see some deer though. Or squirrels, armadillos. Probably won't see though. Raccoons not during the day. They usually are kind of night dwellers. They come out in the dark. Especially if you're camped out. They want to come over and try to get into your food. We'll go this way. Oh, this is cool looking back through here. Another water runoff down there. I don't know if that's part of that same ravine water runoff that I saw over there on the other side in the beginning. Or if that's a different one, they may connect together at some point. Well, I don't know, that ravine over there might be as deep. It looks like it goes down in there. Well, I'm sure I probably walked about a mile already, so shouldn't be a whole lot left on this trail to be back out of here. And I can chalk it up for a little over 3-mile hike today, which I'd say that was pretty good for an old man that's not used to doing this. But I've noticed some of these parks, they got much longer trails than that. I know I read up on one, they had a trail, I believe it was like 5 miles or so. Another one that was a little over 10 miles. I don't know if I'm ready for those trails yet. Either that or I'm definitely going to bring a chair with me. Especially not knowing if there's a bench or anything to sit down and take a break. Being coming up on the weekend, this is Friday. I imagine tomorrow and Sunday, weather's supposed to be real nice. Highs in the 70s, lows in the 60s. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be camping out. And a lot of people will be coming just to get out of the house, get away from the city life, and come out and just enjoy nature. So these trails are probably going to be pretty busy. Yeah, coming up on a bench on this trail here on the red trail. Didn't see none on the blue trail, but we got a bench right here. Not very big or very fancy, but hey, it's a place to sit down. We just came from that way. Nice little clearing here. Or the trail goes on that way. This would be a good place to kick back and kind of listen to nature, and who knows, maybe hear something. I'll adjust my camera here a little bit. Okay. Whew. Yeah, this is pretty cool out here, hiking on these trails. I've only just seen just a very few people. I guess man and possibly his grandson were here riding their bikes, and then I ran into another couple times. About all I've seen out here, other than people that live just outside the border of the park on their homes, their property. But not seeing too much in the way of wildlife other than a lot of birds. Seeing some cardinals and hearing some woodpeckers. It's real peaceful and quiet out here today. Of course, it's Friday, and I'm sure tomorrow and Sunday these trails will probably be hopping pretty good with people hiking, being the weekend, especially since the weather is going to be real nice. It's supposed to be up in the 70s during the day, 60s during the night, so there'll probably be a lot of people camping out this weekend and out here trail hiking and doing other activities. Don't think there'll be too many people swimming, not in December anyways. It's going to be too cold for that, but to come out and maybe sit around over there in the day use area, the picnic table, and have a cookout, use one of the grills, barbecue some food. That might be a pretty active place over there this weekend. But I've been out here probably maybe going on 3 hours, a little over 3 hours, and I've already hiked the Blue Trail, which was 2 miles, And like I say, there wasn't no benches over there, so the breaks I took over there, I had to stand. And of course went back to the car and took a short break. And then came back in to walk the red trail, which is a little over a mile. And I should be getting pretty close to the end of that one. So I've pretty much hiked over 3 miles today. Of course, doing my videos, not having my grandson. Some of the spots that I was filming, I was somewhat going back and forth, so you know, trying to get some good footage in for my video. But that's what I got to do when I'm doing solo. But yeah, it's been really incredible. Weather's not bad. Not real windy. Have a little breeze here and there. Temperatures are pretty decent. Not hot, not cold. And I think what I'm enjoying the most is just peaceful and quiet. Being able to absorb nature. I'm hoping I'd see some wildlife, but I don't know. Not today. I haven't come across any, but anyways, I'll sit down a minute, take a break, get me something to drink, and then we're gonna head on out and down the trail. And you know, all today, I guess. Who knows? Maybe I'll go walk another trail. I've already been on the Beaver Slide Trail. I've been on the Blue Trail. Now I'm finishing up the Red Trail. And I know they have a green trail that somewhat goes down along the lake where people fish, and then you walk across the dam. They call it the Solar Trail. And from what I hear, they got, every so often, they got little, I don't know if you want to call them plaques or displays, where they talk about different planets, little information about them down on that little walk that I haven't been on. I didn't know about it until about a week ago, so you know, definitely going to want to check that out. So let's take a break and get back on the trail.